So every season there is always a debate on social media regarding who is the best striker in your team's relative division. In my case, that is obviously League 2 with Bradford City. There's lots of very talented goal scorers and overall complete forwards at this level, and in today's video I'm going to be ranking my top 10. If you do go on to enjoy, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 80 likes on today's video, that'd massively appreciated. Subscribe if you are new as well. We are on the road to 8,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so and it does massively help out. Get your thoughts in as well down in the comment section down below. Let me know down below your top 10 and who do you think is the best striker at your football club. Obviously, like I mentioned earlier, there's some very talented strikers at this level. There's not much between many of these positions, to be honest with you. They're all very interchangeable. It's just my opinion and a little bit of fun at the end of the day, but let's waste no further time and get into player number 10. So in at 10th place then, I have gone with Paul Mullin of Wrexham AFC. The 29-year-old has managed 14 appearances in League 2 so far this season, starting 13 of them. He scored 7 goals and chipped in with 2 assists, averaging a goal every 163 minutes with a goal conversion rate of 18%. So not bad statistics there. Obviously, he has had his injury problems so far this season. Maybe you would expect him to score more goals than what he has done so far after having such a brilliant season last year, but there's no question about Paul Mullin's talent. But when you've only scored the 7 goals and you look at later on in the video some of the goal records that we've got there already at this stage in the season, having 7 goals, less than a week before Christmas, I certainly think Paul Mullin will probably know himself he can certainly score more than what he has done so far. But like I say, he has had his injury problems, and even to make it into the top 10 is obviously a big credit to Paul Mullin and the rest of the strikers on this list. But let's get into player number 9. In at 9th place then, I have gone with Joe Taylor of Colchester United. Now, maybe someone who goes slightly under the radar. I was a big fan of him from his time at Peterborough. He got his move to Luton Town, and this season has been loaned out to the Essex-based outfit. And I think, considering the lack of quality really in that Colchester side, he has had a very good season. The 21-year-old has managed 21 appearances so far this season, starting all 21 games, averaging 79 minutes per game. He scored 9 goals and chipped in with 2 assists, averaging a goal every 185 minutes, with a goal conversion percentage of 17%. While them statistics might not be as good as Paul Mullin's, you factor in the 2 sides that they're playing in, the Wrexham team has got considerably more quality in it than the Colchester side does. So I think for me personally, what Joe Taylor brings to the Colchester side is more than what the Paul Mullin brings it to the Wrexham side. And I think based on what I've seen so far this season, Joe Taylor has certainly got the quality to one day play in at least the Championship. I think he's a very good centre forward at this level. He's got a bit of nastiness about him as well. I remember when he scored on, I think it was match day number 2 against my team Bradford City. It was a true striker's, poacher's instinctive finish, and you look at his collection of goals so far this season, there's a wide variety in there. I'm a big fan of Joe Taylor, and that is why he is in 9th position for me. In at number 8 then, I have gone with Andy Cook of Bradford City. Of course, I had to get in our number 9 in this list. Now, if this was last season, he wasn't just the best striker in the division, he was the best player in the whole league. I've no idea how Sam Hoskins won player of the year, but so far this season, Andy Cook's statistics have not been too bad, considering we had Mark Hughes for the first couple of months of the season. His football and tactics was criminal, to be honest with you. You look at how he's kicked on and developed under Graham Alexander. So far this season, for Andy Cook, he has played the 18 matches, starting all 18 of them. He did have his injury problems quite early on in the season, but he's managed 8 goals in League 2 so far this season, with 2 assists in there as well. He's averaged a goal every 195 minutes with a goal conversion percentage of 11%. Not quite as good as last season. Obviously, he hit nearly 40 goal contributions in the league last year, which was an absolutely incredible turnout. He averaged a goal last season every 120 minutes, so clearly he hasn't quite hit the form that he did last year, but I think everybody kind of expect him to have a little bit of a drop off. His performances have been quite inconsistent, but Andy Cook for me is certainly a player I'd rather have in my team than be facing against him, because I think he's a very good complete forward at this level. Again, he has a wide range, a great catalogue of goals that he has scored so far this season. Early on at the campaign under Mike Hughes, he was missing quite a lot of chances, but I think recently under Graham Alexander, he's getting his confidence back. He's got that fire back in his belly. Whilst, like I say, he hasn't quite been as good as last season, he still had a very good campaign for me so far, and that is why he's in at 8th position for me. In at 7th place then, I have gone with Will Evans of Newport County. Now, the 26-year-old has played 22 matches so far this season, starting 21 of them. He scored 12 goals, averaging a goal every 147 minutes, with a goal conversion percentage of 24%. I think them two statistics statistics are very good in my opinion. He's also chipped in with 1 assist so far, and again, you factor in the team that he's playing in. That Newport side hasn't really got too much quality in there, in my opinion, and the fact that he's already managed to get 12 goals, averaging a goal every 147 minutes, I think that's a very, very good return. He's clearly robust as well. I don't think he's picked up an injury at all so far this season. He obviously had a brilliant start to the season, and recently he's been getting back on the score sheet as well. Like I mentioned, in a poor Newport side, with all due respect, I think Will Evans has certainly been the standout for me so far this season. He's actually out of a deal with Newport in the summer coming up, so maybe did they try and cash in on him come the January transfer window, but the fact that he's left-footed as well boosts him slightly higher up this list, because I'm a big fan of left-footed strikers. But for me personally, Will Evans deserves to be on this list, because scoring 12 goals for a Newport side before Christmas is a very good return in my opinion, and that is why he is in at 7th position. In at 6th place then, I have gone with Ali Al-Hamadi of AFC Wimbledon. Now the 21-year-old has got some very good statistics, to be fair. 19 appearances for him so far this season in League 2, 18 of them have been starts, scoring 10 goals, averaging a goal every 161 minutes with a 14% goal conversion rate. He's also chipped in with 5 assists as well in the league, so 15 goal contributions in 19 appearances. You can clearly see why there's strong rumours he might be going to Peterborough in January. You can see why AFC Wimbledon might even demand like £1 million for him, because at 21 years of age, his goal return is certainly nothing to sniff at, and the fact that he's got them sort of statistics and he's down in 6th position on this list just tells you the standard of the strikers in this division so far this season. Al-Hamadi for me has had a brilliant campaign. It could have even been more. I think he's missed 2 or 3 penalties as well so far this season. Bradford City were quite lucky that when we played Wimbledon away from home, I think he was on international duty with Iraq, so he's had a brilliant season so far for the Wombles, and I believe he has actually recently signed a new long-term contract with the club, so it is kind of in Wimbledon's hands what they do with him in January. You very rarely see big players like this move in January without a significant fee, so for me personally, I think he will stay with the Wombles until at least the end of the season, but he's had a brilliant campaign so far and absolutely deserves to be in this top 10. Before we go any further then with today's video, please make sure to drop a like on there for me and subscribe to the channel as well if you are new. Get your thoughts in down in the comment section down below, and let's get into the next player. In 5th place then, we go to Matt Smith of Salford City. Now, while he might not be the prettiest on the eye, he is an absolute man mountain. He's a very experienced striker at this level, and he has managed to 21 appearances so far in League 2. 19 of them have been starts. He scored 14 goals, averaging a goal every 121 minutes with a 25% goal conversion rate. He has actually missed 12 big chances as well, so he could already be on nearly 30 goals, and we're not even at Christmas yet. He's also chipped in with 1 assist. He wins 66% of his aerial duels, as you would expect because of the size of him. He's a handful at this level. You look at players like Ollie Hawkins, who hasn't quite been as effective, and they're very similar in terms of profile. Obviously, Ollie Hawkins at the Gills, but Matt Smith for me, Salford are definitely getting the best out of him. You know, the amount of goals that he scored so far this season has certainly been something that you've got to give him credit for. And for me personally, while like I say, he might not be the prettiest on the eye, he's a handful at this level. You can see why he scored goals throughout his career, whichever level he has been at really, and for me personally, definitely deserves to be in this top 5. In 4th place then, the man who had back to win at the Golden Boot at the start of the campaign is Macaulay Langstaff of Notts County. I think in the summer or very recently signed a new contract up until 2027 as well, which is a big commitment from Notts County. The 26-year-old so far this season has played at 22 matches, starting 22 of them. He's chipped in with 14 goals, averaging a goal every 137 minutes with an 18% goal conversion rate. He has also missed 14 big chances as well, so again, similar to Matt Smith, could nearly be on 30 goals, and we're not even at Christmas yet. He's also chipped in with 3 assists. Now, there's some very, very talented players in that Notts County side. There's maybe another Notts County player who you could potentially put in this list, but I personally see David McGoldrick more as an attacking midfielder rather than an out-and-out number 9. I'm a big, big fan of Macaulay Langstaff, but you think about the amount of goals he could have potentially scored. He obviously hasn't scored in his last 4 matches in all competitions. I think in one of them, though, he didn't actually come on off the bench, but still a very, very good striker at this level. Just 26 years of age as well now. He's not even coming into his prime yet. I think he's a very, very talented footballer, could certainly go on and play at divisions above. Obviously, it depends what level Notts County you're at. Come the summer, I think they could easily get into League 1, in my opinion. I think the standard of this league isn't the greatest, and I think if Notts County get a couple of really solid defenders in the January transfer window, I really could see them having a really good second half of the season and pushing it for automatic promotion. When you've got a striker like Langstaff, you've got to just shore up that defence, but Langstaff for me, one of the best in the division, and comfortably deserves to be in the top 4. In into the top 3 then, and in at 3rd position, I have gone with Isaac Oluwafe of Stockport County. Now, some Stockport fans might not even think he's in their top 3 strikers at the football club, but I'm a big fan of the 24-year-old. He has played all 22 matches for County so far this season, starting 18 of them. He scored 13 goals, averaging a goal every 124 minutes, which I think is a really good return with a 31% goal conversion rate. He's a very talented player at this level. He's also chipped in with 2 assists so far this season. Some Stockport fans might look to Paddy Madden, Kyle Wootton, but Wootton for me hasn't played enough so far this season. Louis Barry, while he did obviously have a very good start to the season at Stockport, it was only 11 or 12 games, I do believe, and he traditionally isn't a centre forward. Now, I think Stockport got the best out of him playing him as a striker, but I think he is naturally more of a left winger, so that's why I haven't included him in this list. But again, big shout out to Louis Barry, who I did think had a really good start to the season until he unfortunately did get that. I think it was a hamstring injury in the end. But Oluwafe for me, very good striker at this level, very underrated as well, I would say, for a 24-year-old. His goal return and assist return, 15 goal contributions in 18 starts is a very good return in my opinion. There's a reason why Stockport are top of the league. Oluwafe has contributed to that quite a lot, and yeah, definitely deserves to be in my top 3. A very good striker at this level. In second place then, are my runner-up for the League 2 best striker of the 23-24 campaign so far is Jake Young of Swindon Town on loan from Bradford City. The 22-year-old has started 18 matches so far this season, chipping in with 16 goals. He's also got 4 assists in there as well, with a 27% goal conversion rate. He's averaged a goal every 100 minutes. That is an absolutely insane statistic. Earlier on in the season, I think, did he score 4 goals in one game? There was a period recently in November, or around the November time, where he scored in 5 games in a row, I do believe. No, 6 games in a row, sorry. And one of them, he actually got a brace in as well against Mansfield Town. He's a very talented player at this level. It'll be interesting to see what Bradford City do with him come January, when obviously he will be recalled from Swindon. Do we look to sell him on to maybe a League 1 or Championship club, or do we look to keep him for ourselves? He's obviously contracted with us until the end of next season. We have the option of a further year, so the ball is definitely in our court at this moment in time. He's a very talented player at this level, very complete as well. He's got a very hard shot. He knows where the back of the net is. He's very complete, and I think you look back at Mark Hughes now trying to force him to play left wing, absolutely criminal. You get this man inside the penalty area or even outside the penalty area, he's going to score goals at this level. Don't get him tracking back and having to defend. That's not his game. Mark Hughes was trying to do the same thing as well with Tyler Smith. Since Alexander's come in and he's put Tyler Smith back up front, he's been scoring goals for fun as well. So it's clear to see Jake Young in this Graham Alexander system will definitely score goals in my opinion. He could easily go on and get 30-35 goals in my opinion, and for me personally, he's the second best striker in the division. Let's go check out player number 1. You look at some of the talent that was already been on display in this video, like Paul Mullin, Ali Al-Hamadi, Macaulay Langstaff, Jake Young, but for me personally, the best striker in League 2 so far this season. It might be a little bit controversial, it might not necessarily be someone that you expect, but I have gone with Michael Mellon of Morecambe FC. I am telling you now, this man will be playing in the Championship next season at the absolute minimum. He's a very talented footballer. At just 20 years of age, he's played 19 matches so far this season for Morecambe. He scored 13 goals, averaging a goal every 126 minutes with a 19% goal conversion rate. He's only missed 6 big chances as well. He's also chipped in with 1 assist. I'm a big fan of the man on loan from Burnley, I do believe, and I don't really know what else I can say about him, because a lot of people won't believe me just how good this guy is. He played against my team Bradford City earlier on in the season, bagged a brace in that game, 1 from the penalty spot, 1 from a direct free kick as well. He's very talented, and at just 20 years of age, there's lots of room for him to grow and develop as a striker. I think when you look at the quality in that Morecambe side, because of how small their budget was at the start of the season, the quality in their side isn't the greatest, and the fact that he's nearly got 15 goal contributions so far, and we're not even at Christmas. Yes, you can overlook players like Jake Young, but he's playing with players like Dan Kemp, who is one of the best players in the division in my opinion, and you look at all the other players on the list, and they're playing with some very good quality players in their squad, whereas Mellon, there's not really too many in that Morecambe side, and for me personally, you've got to factor everything into there. Michael Mellon, for me, at 20 years of age, to do what he has done so far this season, you've got to give him a lot of credit, because he's been absolutely exceptional and fully deserves to be the best player in terms of a striker in the division so far this season for me. And like I say, it might be unpopular, you might disagree, get your thoughts in down the comment section down below. But I am going to leave it there then for today's video. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like, like on there for me. If you could join it, 80 likes. As I said at the start of today's video, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you're new as well. We are now on the road to 8,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so and it does massively help out. Get your thoughts in as well down in the comment section down below. Let me know down below your top 10 League 2 strikers so far this season and who do you think is the best number 9 at your football club. Thank you all very much for watching. Have a great rest of your day and I'll see you very soon for another video. Peace.